Hi, I'm Robin with Rainbow Gardens, and today we're here with Laura Jarvis, and we are going to be talking about Xeriscape. And Laura, what exactly is Xeriscape?
Ooh, yes. So there's a lot of talk about Xeriscape, from the things we read in the papers to TV shows to all kinds of information on websites. But mainly the difference is our regular garden plants take a steady, regular amount of water, and our Xeriscape plants are what we like to call water saver plants. So they're going to take a very reduced amount of water, and I always like to think of Xeriscape plants as reduced care as well. If I'm not out there having to water my plants, 3, 4, 5 times a week, then to me that's reduced care. So that's how I think of them. And the really cool thing about Xeriscape plants is Rainbow Gardens Nursery has a huge selection of them. We look far and wide for all kinds of different Xeriscape plants that do well here. Now, some Xeriscape plants are native and some are not native. And so we are not talking about maybe something that's native to this region necessarily, but reduced care and water requirements for them. The other thing that I think is really neat that people don't understand, a lot of times you think of Xeriscape as like, well, isn't that just cactus and succulents and kind of boring and no blooms, no pretty stuff? But not really. There's a whole lot of Xeriscape plants that are very, very, very pretty, and we can get lots of different blooming things going at all different times of the year. So have I made you want to go out and get some Xeriscape plants?
Sure, that sounds great.
Good.
All right.
Okay, this is the fun part of Xeriscape plants. We're going to take a look at some really beautiful plants that you should probably put in your Xeriscape areas. So we're going to just go right down the line here, and then we're going to go to some different areas. So come on guys, we're going to take this little tour. Come on. Okay, so first of all, it's not blooming yet, but I have echinacea. And echinacea, aka coneflower, is in the Xeriscape category. It's also a native, and it does really, really good here. This is almost ready to bloom. This is Augustaki. Now, there's a lot of different kinds of Augustakis. There are some in pinks and corals and apricots, all kinds of different colors. This particular one is a blue one, and I think this is the one that the bees like the most. So if any of y'all out there like, having the pollinators come visit it, this is a really good one. So this is also on our Xeriscape list, and this is really good in sun or shade. If you're having trouble with finding something that's going to bloom in the shade, this is called tropical salvia, and it is a really good one in either place. And it's not really a true perennial. It'll drop its seeds and come back up yearly, but a super wonderful plant. And of course the hummingbirds love this one. This is a mystic spires sage, or sometimes we call them salvias, depending. It can be used interchangeably. And they have one of the larger, longer bloom spikes on them. And really, really beautiful color. So this is a great salvia to add to your Xeriscape gardens. Okay, come on, we're going to go lots of places. We're going to go look at a bunch of them. Okay, here we have another really great Xeriscape plant. This is our blue mist flower. A lot of people call it Greg's blue mist flower. And this one, you need to make sure that you've got a lot of space for it because it can really spread. It spreads with kind of a runner type of effect, but it makes a really wonderful ground cover. It can go sun to part sun. I have seen it in the shade, but it really doesn't bloom very much in the shade. Now, one benefit from this is it is very, very attractive to both the monarch and the queen butterfly. All kinds of little native bees also love this plant. So it's a really great addition to any xeriscape. Okay, come on, we're gonna go see some more. So our next plant is catmint, not catnip, where all of your neighbors' cats are over and rolling in your landscape. No, this is catmint. And I honestly, folks, I did not know the difference when I first started working out in the nursery. It was like, oh, catmint. This plant is really, really, really great. I think it's totally underused, and we should put this in a lot more of our landscapes. This little beauty is going to bloom almost all of the summer. It spreads nicely. This is just 2 plants right here, so you can see how nicely it has spread out for us. And another really great thing about this plant is the bees like it, so you will get a lot of pollinator activity on it as well. So add that to your list.